What's up guys, Truck Bomber here. In this video, I will show you how to install a hitch as well as a bike rack on this 2016 BMW X6. The process will be similar for many other years, so you can follow this guide. The only trick to this installation is to find two hidden 10mm bolts, but they won't be a secret because I will show you where they are. You will need a hitch if you plan to haul things around. To install the hitch, the rear tail lights and bumper will need to be removed. So the process involves removing the tail lights, removing the bumper, and remove this crash guard. Then it will be time to install the new hitch, which will replace the crash guard, reinstall the bumper, tail light, and this job is done. Tool needed is a socket set which includes sockets and ratchets, a clip removal tool, a drill with drill bit, and you might need some replacement clips. Let's start the process. This is the Soprano brand and I found it on Amazon. This particular hitch is well made and heavy duty. It comes with the installation guide as well as the nuts and washers needed. I won't be using these bolts though, but I will use the washers. The manufacturer suggests that a little piece of the bumper right here should be cut out. But after installing it, I realized that it was not necessary. I'll show you at the end. This is the installation guide, but it is not very clear. I'll show you how to do this. It's nice that it comes with this space holder right here. The paint job on this is very good, and this won't chip easily. Also, the welding job looks very strong. Let's get this installed. Open the tailgate and remove these two panels from these two sides. There we can get access to the bolt that hold the tail light in place as well as the wire harness. Use a plastic pry tool to remove this cover. I am removing the tail light to get access to this bolt right here which holds the bumper in place. Now I'm going to remove two 10mm bolts holding this light in place as well as disconnecting the wire harness. The bolts are out, now I can disconnect this wire harness. It can be a little tricky to remove this. Just use your finger to push it up like this and then pull out. Now the brake light can be pulled right out. Just give it a small tap to break it loose and then pull out. I will do the same for the tail light on the other side. Now the reason to remove the tail light is just to get to this bolt. I will remove them. One here and the other over that side. The bolts are out. Now it's time to remove some plastic clips at the bumper right here that holds the bumper in place. There's actually 4 clips that need to be removed. 2 here that are not reusable, and then 1 here and 1 at the bottom here. I will use the drill with this drill bit to remove these 2. Now I will use the clip removal tool to remove the one from here and the one down here. That makes it 4 clips. I will do the same for the other side. The camera didn't catch me removing that clip, but it's out. Now I will gently pop this liner out of place. Take your time and try not to twist and bend this. You can use the clip removal tool to help release the clip inside here. So this is as far as I need to go. Now I need to remove that 8mm bolt right there. I will use a wrench because of the small space here. The bolt is out. Now I will do the same for the other side of the bumper. Now it's time to remove some bolts under the bumper. They run along here. So the first one is right here and I will use a impact driver to speed up this process. These are 8mm bolts. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. Now, this is the tricky part of removing this bumper. There are 2 hidden bolts hidden by this reflector right here. I will need to push these reflectors out from beneath the vehicle to get access to those 2 bolts. You will only need to reach in with your hand and push on this clip right here. It should pop right out. This is not a great view, but you might be able to see it right there. So I hope you're getting a good view here. You can see this part of the clip sticking out right here. I'm just going to use my hand to release that clip right here by pushing upwards. And you can see that it popped right out. Now I can go in with a 8mm socket to remove these bolts. So you can see the bolt right there. I will remove this one and the one on the other side. Then I'll be able to pop this bumper off. There are some clips at the top right here. I just need to release them. I will work along the top right here and go right around. Now I can release the entire bumper. You can have someone help you to prevent this from falling and getting scratches. What is left to do now is to disconnect the wire harness for some sensors here. Disconnecting this was kind of difficult to remove, so I had to use a disconnector pliers, and you can get these on Amazon. I eventually got it disconnected, and now I can remove this bumper out of the way. Now this is the crash guard I need to remove. There are some bolts here holding it in place. 4 on this side and 4 on the other side. You will need a deep socket for this because the studs are sticking out. I'm using 3/4 inch here, which is equivalent to a 19mm socket. I'm just gonna break them loose, then use the impact driver to remove them quickly. Now this crash guard can be removed. You can store this somewhere. You might need it if you plan to remove this hitch in the future. This hitch is heavy duty, and this is much stronger than the original crash guard. This might actually take off some of the impact in the event you're in an accident. So I will install one washer with the original nuts here. I will use this impact wrench just to speed up the process. These nuts will need to be torqued to 86 foot-pounds. So the hardest part of this job is done. It's just time to reinstall the bumper and the brake lights. Let's do that. I first need to connect the sensor connector. It's on the right side here. You can have someone hold the bumper up with you while you make the connection. Now I can secure the bumper with the clips as well as the bolts. I'll first install the 2 8mm bolts at the top right here. I'll just take my time and go around the top right here to push the bumper clips in place. You might need to lift the bumper to get it in the clips. Now I will install the first 8mm bolt right here. Now I can take my time to reinstall this liner. It popped right in place. I'll do the same for the other side. Now I can install the 8mm bolt for right here. I'm using an impact driver, but if you do not have control, just use a wrench. Now I can take my time to reinstall this liner. It popped right in place. It's always handy to have a clip set like this. And I will find 2 clips in here for this bumper. I need to push this liner in. Or I can install some clips. There are many types of clips you can use. Just try and find one that is close to what was here before. This one works well. Just go through your kit and find an appropriate clip. I will find one that was similar to the original, and this one is very close. You do not need to go online and buy expensive BMW bumper clips. They are overpriced. Now I need to reinstall 4 clips. There's one that should be down here, 2 right here, and 1 here. I will install these 2 clips here and the 2 on the other side at a later date because I do not have these types in my kit. I'll now go on the other side. I need to get this liner in as well, then install the clips. Now I will install the 2 10mm bolts that hold the bumper under here. If the bolt is falling out, use a piece of paper in the socket to hold the bolt. Now the bolt is not falling out. Do not tighten this too tight. Use a socket and a ratchet if you do not have control over a power tool like this. Now I can install the bolt on the other side. That bolt is in. Now I can reinstall the reflectors. The reflectors are in. Now it's time to reinstall the tail lights. I just need to push the light in and ensure a clip on the light is aligned with this stud right here. So I need to put it about here and then push it forward. Now I can secure this light with the 2 10mm nuts. The nuts are holding this in place. Now I need to plug in the wire connector. Now I can reinstall this cover right here. I just need to do the same for the other light. Then put these panels back in place. The job to install this hitch is done, but I'll add a little extra to this video. I will be assembling a bike rack that is capable of carrying those heavy electric bikes. This bike rack can handle up to 2. I also bought this on Amazon and a link for this rack will be in the description below. All the parts are here, I just need to put it together. I just need to get this piece here bolted on this. Some bolts and nuts came with this. I will push them through here and align this piece. Now I will install the nuts with washers. Now I will torque these nuts. I won't be using the torque wrench on these, but you can torque these to about 56 foot-pounds. I will have to use a wrench to hold the back side right here so that it doesn't turn. This is actually ready to go on the vehicle. It's a bit heavy, so you can use some help. Now I will secure this in place with the pin. You can use a pin with a lock if you do not want anyone to steal this easily. Now, some of these bolts need to be tightened very tight, which are the ones on the bottom here. These top ones don't need to be too tight. Just loose enough for this to be able to flip up and down. These are locking bolts, so will not fall off. I can flip this up and use the locking pin to hold this in place. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. But before you go, hit the like button and remember to subscribe to my channel. See you on the next one, guys.